global scale. And so connecting to local on scale is how you reach global. And so our what we've been doing is we've actually kickstarted kind of propelled a worldwide movement to create a collective community of industry leaders, cross-culture, cross-border, for open conversations around that topic of driving international expansion. Who here in the audience is driving international expansion, whether on the product side or on the business side? Okay, everybody clearly. So you've come to the right place, and we now welcome you. So you are now, an official member of the collective cross-border, cross-culture community. We run events quarterly. Sometimes we might be doing more than quarterly. But each event is focused on a different topic. We started our inaugural event this last October was at Google Launchpad, and that was focused on scaling global growth. So we always bring cross-function representatives, leaders, and subject matter experts that can talk about the topic from a holistic diversity of angles and kind of to bring the full picture. And then we always open it up for conversation, for learning from each other. So I would encourage you to join our GlobalSaké LinkedIn group if you just Google GlobalSake. Not Google, but you know what I mean. Please join and please add content, your insights, learnings. We share, all the members of the community really share, and it's an opportunity to discuss and expose. And before we move on, so that was our inaugural event, and then this event today is focused on international B2B, strategic partnerships, corporate business, M&A. Here are some snapshots from our first event, and then the next one that we are targeting is on international AI, which is something, I think, a topic of a lot of interest to a lot of companies. There's a big gap in that industry. So what is relevancy algorithm? What is machine learning? NLP, natural language processing, look like and actually enable that for multilingual and for multi-geo, right? And so before we move on to our program, I wanted to just leave you with three core principles for establishing a local connection with your local customers on a global scale. So the first one would be, be local or get local to win global. So it's not just about your international customer understanding your product. For that, companies translate. It's also, if not more, about your product understanding your international customer. And while a lot of companies are investing in the first part of the equation, very few companies are actually investing in the second, in the latter. That does require you to know your customer in their local ecosystem country, right? And solve for the solution and provide a solution for the problem for that customer in that target market. So that's principle one. Get local to be global. Principle number two is user first versus US first. If you think about it from, if you were your international customer, how, would you discover your product? So what is the product discoverability in your country? Are the acquisition attribution channels, do they work? Is it discoverable in country? Once you discover the product, can you use it? So it's in your language, it's translated, but can you use it? Does search work in your country, right? For your language? Does the relevancy algo work? Does payment work, right? Or am I now, as your international customer in China or in Japan or in Germany, am I now your involuntary churn in your data points that in your daily graph of involuntary churn in checkout to complete order funnel, right? So does it work? And if I discovered it and it does work for me, do I love it? You know, will I continue using it? Will you get retention out of me, right? So for that last component, you know, what are you doing in terms of really brand bond, right? So use it first versus use first. And then the last point I wanted to kind of leave you with is Global from Get-Go ground up. And really what that is about is just establishing upfront a platform infrastructure and a product strategy that is modular, that is flexible, so that on the front end, when you are ready to optimize for a market, for a geo, for a particular segment cohort in a geo, you are able to do that, right? So flexible modular platform infra in the back end that enables you, when you're ready for it, to simply turn on the button and optimize for that. So with that, please, you know, these are the different ways by which you can connect with us and stay engaged and be a part of the conversation and part of the community. And I would like to invite my co-founders, John and Ian, to come as well. So, exactly. Let's all stand in our space. This is you over there. Okay. So I'm Talia. I led international expansion at LinkedIn and at SurveyMonkey in the past decade. The former decade of my career, I was doing internationalization, localization at Google, Maps and Earth products, at VMware. I took Starbucks to MENA with the Starbucks brand, new market entry in 7 new Arab countries. This year, in 2017, I've founded a user to help companies accelerate growth with product GeoFit. And I'm a mentor at Google Accelerator in emerging markets.
I have not done nearly half as much as what Talia has done. So my name is John, and I work with a marketing and branding agency, and our focus is on helping companies with marketing strategy from US to Japan or Asia, or vice versa. So we have an office in San Francisco and an office in Tokyo. My background is everything from teaching English to Japan, to starting a ramen noodle business, to launching a boot camp, free boot camp for folks, fitness related that is. And now I'm kind of on my own, but I'm also consulting with B-Tracks along with a couple other clients around business development strategies. So thanks.